Hey, this is Justin Prince. I am here actually on the main stage at our training here in Tokyo, Japan. And I'll see if you guys can see this. So check this out. Let's see if you guys can see this iMac. So that's me on the main stage, filming me on the main stage, right? So I want to share with you, I had an incredible woman from Australia actually ask me the question, and she's building her team and building her business. She basically said, how do you deal with it when someone's got an ego out of control? They don't even want to work with you. There's someone in your organization and they're in your team, but they don't respect you. Maybe they've had more success than you and they don't treat you, they don't treat you great. And how do you work with that person? So I want to work with you on 5 kind of quick tips on how to do this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to hand it to my main man here real quick. So check this out. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, let's walk through this real quick. So I'm going live on the stage here in I don't even know, probably, I'm just getting mic'd up, and so I have 30 minutes. So you'll notice I don't even have my shoes on, for crying out loud. I have my socks on. So I'm in pre-game right now, but we'll get going here in a sec. So let me walk you through this. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll get some stuff out of it, okay? So again, someone's in your team and they don't want to work with you. They're not treating you with a lot of respect, whatever. Number 1, let the bird fly. Just let him go, let him out of the nest. Be happy that you have someone in your group that wants to take initiative, and maybe they don't want to be under your wing. What happens to us is we get our little wings around our little chicklets, and we say, don't you leave me, don't you leave me, you have to do everything that I say. It's kind of positional leadership, right? We're positioned above them. We push submit 18 seconds before they push submit. So we're above them in the organization, so that they should follow us. Well, if they want to do their own thing, just let them fly. Here's the thing, is building a business, particularly a network, is a self-weeding garden. And so sometimes when they fly out, they may fall flat on their face, and if they do, they might get a little bit more humble and want to come back to you and say, you know what, gosh dang it, my way is not working, would you mind sharing some perspectives with me? Or they may quit. And you say, but I don't want them to quit. But they may quit. And if they're going to quit, they're going to quit anyway, okay? So if they quit on you, they quit on you. And that's not awesome, but they were going to quit anyway, so you don't have to give yourself the aggravation. Let the bird fly. Number 2 is send them up. So one of the things I'm going to share with you is it's the power of third party, is you can send them upstream to someone else in the organization that maybe relates with them better than you do. So someone that's maybe had more success with you than you have, been with the company longer than you have. And what's so interesting is for successful people, they come into your organization and they think they know everything. Sometimes you can send them up because they'll relate to somebody better than they'll relate to you. And I tell people, if someone in your organization is willing to work with someone, in this case below you, someone above you is willing to work with someone below you, take the free work, right? I mean, let them do the work. So that's a great thing. So send them up. Utilize the power of third party, of somebody else that can benefit your business. Third thing is this. Work with the willing. So let me share this with you. Go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. Work with the willing. Those that don't respect your time won't respect your wisdom. So if you're trying to work down with this team and they don't want you there, don't work with that team. Work with another team. Work with teams that celebrate you when you come. They don't tolerate you, okay? So work with the willing. Don't find the people in your organization that want your support, want your help, want your insights, want your wisdom, want your passion. That's really critical. Number 4, don't work with them, work through them. This is a critical part of building a large organization. If you come up to a snag and this person doesn't want to work with you, your personalities don't work for whatever reason, maybe their ego's out of control or they don't treat you with a lot of respect, you can work through that person. You don't have to work with them. You can work through them. What does that mean? It means find somebody underneath them that they introduce the business to, they introduce the concept to, and go work with that person. And then that way you are still working in that organization, but you're working through the person that doesn't want your insights or doesn't want your mentoring or doesn't want your coaching. So don't work with them. Work through them to lead you to somebody that does want to work with you, that is willing, is wanting, that celebrates when you come as opposed to tolerating you, okay? Last thing is build your story. The best thing you can do is just go build a huge story, right? Make your story so big they have no choice but to follow you. Get to a point where they come back to you and say, hey, look, what I'm doing is not working. Would you mind sharing with me what you're doing? That changes the relationship from a situational leadership perspective into a real, they actually want your insights. They want your perspective. They want to hear what you have to say, okay? So the best thing you can do, if you're working with this team and they don't want you in that team, go build 2 or 3 other teams and get those teams going. Don't feel bad for yourself. Don't pity over this group over here. Don't stress out about this group over here. Go build 2 or 3 or 4 other teams and get them all lit up. Go work with the willing. Go work where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. Go work in other different groups, different organizations. Light those up, and then when this one comes back, you let the bird fly. If they say, hey, what I'm trying to do isn't working, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to circle back around. I'm going to kind of put my ego aside. I'm going to be more humble. I'm going to be more appreciative of your efforts and your insights. The best thing you can do, for your organization is to get your check through the stratosphere. The best thing you can do for your business is to get your check through the stratosphere. Why? Because it will do more for your credibility and for your confidence than anything else. And people will come to you and say, hey, what are you up to? How does this work? Will you walk me through how to do it? Versus you begging them to listen to you all the time. So go work with someone else. Go work with someone else. Go work somewhere else that actually celebrates when you give your insights and your passion and your perspective. So hopefully that's helpful, guys. If I can answer any more questions for you, let me know. But honored to be able to share these with you on this virtual mentor platform. If you want my book, you can go to IamJustinPrince.com, and I'll give you my book called Change Your World: 5 Steps to Unapologetic Success. So it's so unique. So here I am on this stage. Like, I'm literally living like my dream, if you will. Like, when I was 25 years old, I was introduced to being an entrepreneur, and I thought, you know, wouldn't that be so cool if one day you were an international business guy and like one day you could go speak on stages all over the world and share your perspectives and insights. We'll have 1,000-something people in here in the next little bit, and it's pretty cool, right? To be able to do that. And so what I want to share with you is that your future is not, you can create your future with your future, not with your past. Your past doesn't have to create your future. I came from no college education, a broken home. I have, my working experience was making pizzas and construction work. I mean, come on. And so I came from no real substantial beginning and turning into, doing hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue over the last, X amount of years. Made my first $1 million when I was in my 20s and so on. So if I could serve you as a virtual mentor, someone that from a virtual perspective you can plug into, get insights, get key perspectives and strategies, I'd be honored to do so. All right, guys, appreciate you so much. I got to get ready. Got to do some pre-game prep here. Anyone that's ever seen me, I start doing push-ups and boxing. We're like, what's wrong with this guy? So that's what happens before all my speeches. But anyway, I got to get jamming here. So hopefully this is helpful. Let the bird fly. Send them up. Work with the willing. Don't work with them. Work through them, and then build your story. That's the key to working with people that have big ego. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much. Do you know how to stop it? We're going to learn how to stop it. Did it finish? Here we go. Is that helpful? Hold on. This is the best cameraman in the business. My main man, what's your name again?
Yutaro.
Yutaro. Yutaro.
Yes.
Okay, you're my one I've been emailing back and forth with. So you're such a stud, bro. I appreciate your great work. How old are you?
31.
And then were you born here or were you born in Hawaii?
In Japan.
You're born in Japan, but you have been living in Hawaii, haven't you?
For 10 years.
For 10 years. Brother's only 31 years old, so that's big chunk of his life. So thanks so much for filming, bro.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Talk soon.